I passed out on the bed trying to put my clothes on. I lost my voice, couldn't even see at one point, chucked me in the car, got to Wayne's. My opponent sees me.
Bang, and welcome back to the #1 podcast in the world. Our first ever live episode on TikTok if you're watching from there. So shout out to you guys. Appreciate the support. Thank you for smashing the subscribe button. I am joined here today with Paulie Tolios, a professional Muay Thai fighter representing Full Force and Bloodshed gyms from New South Wales and Queensland.
Correct.
2 gyms, sir. That's interesting.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Of course, man.
2 gyms, so represent Bloodshed Muay Thai in Queensland.
Sorry, just bring this a little bit closer.
Yeah, represent Bloodshed Muay Thai and also Full Force Gym in Blacktown.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm surprised though that you've got 2 gyms.
Yeah, so I started off at Full Force and then I done the move to Queensland and then trying to find a gym in Queensland. I was DMing different gyms and then I found a gym in Queensland. He goes, hey man, come down. And funny story is when it came to my sort of initiation to Bloodshed was spar one of the biggest boys there. And then sparring, going hard. I've gone a spinning back fist, knocked him out cold.
Damn, inspiring.
The guy goes, welcome to Bloodshed. And I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be. So I was like, yeah, sweet. Thanks, man. I'll take it.
That's hectic. You knocked him out of spinning back fist,
spinning
inspiring.
Back fist, I was like, shit.
That's pretty brutal.
I've come to a new gym. What have I done? And I'm like, at least I know who I am now. So,
hey,
yeah.
Listen, you want to make a statement. It's that or a flying knee, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, flying knee, spinning back, or even a super.
But is that gym specifically Muay Thai as well, or is that more of an MMA gym?
Muay Thai, yeah.
So Muay Thai is spinning back fist?
Yeah, spinning back fist.
Really?
Yeah. Spinning elbow, spinning back fist.
I've seen the spinning elbows. I didn't know about the spinning back fist.
Yeah, you got to chuck it in somewhere.
They're so cool. So you started off your MMA journey quite young, I assume? Or sorry, your Muay Thai journey?
No, so started playing soccer.
Right.
Yeah, so played semi-professional soccer and then that turned into me breaking my leg.
Where were you playing?
I was playing for St. George Saints, Double Chill, Granville Rage. Yeah, had a big sort of stint there and then broke my leg when Michael Jackson died and then needed to get fit again. I was 140 kilos and then I met one of the boys.
Were you playing at 140 kilos?
No, I was like 79, 80.
Yeah, I was going to say, because for soccer, like it is a football, right? It is a consistent sprint.
Yeah. So
it's a consistent sprint the whole way through for 90 minutes.
Pretty much, yeah. And it was just get fit. And then one of the guys I used to play soccer with opened up his own Muay Thai gym and then just goes, come train, try to lose some weight, lost the weight and then turned into, stuff playing soccer. It's going to Muay Thai and kickboxing and that's what I did.
There's I think there's a real interesting like overlap of skill there because for most people, right, like they don't have a lot of leg dexterity. They're not kicking things often. They're not, testing their range of motion with their legs in particular, unless you're participating in something like soccer or rugby or, something that's more sports orientated. So I think it's really interesting. Did you find it easy to transition from like take that skill set from soccer and transition it into Muay Thai? Yeah,
I guess so, because I used to be running for a little bit flexible, so it helped with my kicks. And I picked up a lot quicker than I thought I was going to.
And you would have had crazy amount of power as well.
Yeah, when I was big over now, my leg kicks just hurt people in a sense. Yeah, so.
And how do I guess the real question is, how does the journey into Muay Thai transition into something a bit more long term and a bit more professional?
Yeah, so it all started from just a goal, having my first fight, and then it just turned into, hey, I can do this. And then here we are, just keep training hard, train 6 days a week and just keep going. Let's live the dream. Yeah.
But did you go in with the mindset of saying, like, this is what I want to do now, like full time, or was it a gradual process? Like for most people, they'll just pick, like for most people, right, their only kind of involvement in combat sports is a bit of aerobic boxing or something like that, like cardio boxing. Not many people go into a gym and then look to compete, because that's a very confronting thing to do.
Yeah, that's true. To be honest, my goal was, I know this sounds silly, but I want to be a world champion. And that was my first.
Why does it sound silly?
Just a lot of people, like, even before you go into a gym, you're like, you want to do this, and they just laugh at you. But deep down, like, I knew I can do something with this sport. And then when you have a good team around you, like, it helps.
Yeah.
And they guide you through a way. They guide you to your goal. And your training's different when it's gone from just trying to get fit, be friends with everyone, to, hey, he wants to fight, compete, be a champion. So it just changes.
Yeah.
The concept, yeah.
Yeah. And did you find your curb in learning how to, in developing these Muay Thai skills, like how did you find your learning curve? Were you a quick learner, or did it take time? Was it a lot of repetition?
A lot of repetition.
Yeah.
A lot. Just to get stuck in my head, just get everything, let it flow.
What was that day one like? Like, what was that like?
Day one was, I've seen this on TV, I think I can do it. Then it turned into, shit, I can't. And there's a lot to learn. So then trying to hit the pads, but you think you can do in your head, you can go hard, but it's like, you look at it back, you're like, nah, man, that's not hard at all.
So you were just throwing like a jab with the absolute most amount of force possible.
Yeah, and it's just, the guy goes, nah, man. I was like, fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So you're the trainer and I'm the student. So then over a long period of time, just working at it, just everything comes together. And when it does, it's awesome.
And it would have been very humbling as well, I imagine. Because 100%. I think a lot of the reason why people stunt their own growth is that they aren't prepared to take on new skills and just new sports, new creative passions, new anything, is because they don't want to start from zero. They don't want to start again and suck at something for a really long amount of time, right? Like that's because that's what it takes to get good at something.
Yeah,
if I wanted to go and start sewing tomorrow, I would be horrible for the first probably 2 years of it. Not that I'm going to pick up sewing anytime soon, but you get my gist, right? Like it is a slow burning process in which you just have to break down who you are as a person and then develop the skills along the way. Because you're not just transforming yourself physically, but you're transforming yourself emotionally as well.
Yeah, it's true. Like going to into any gym, like you get humbled. You see like little kids hitting pads and it's like, I can't even do that yet. And then just like, you just slowly build it up, and then you just become good. You just show what you can do, and it's awesome.
Yeah. I think even more dramatically is when you look over to the Thai bouts that they have, the Muay Thai bouts they have over there in Thailand. When you see like these 7-year-olds that are just absolutely shredded to pieces, right? And they just kick all day, 20 kicks a second. When they hit pads, like, have you seen those videos?
Yeah, 100%. I've done a stint in Thailand. I've stayed in Thailand for a month.
You've stayed in Thailand?
Yeah, I stayed in a month. And
How was that?
It was good. After one of my fights, I just said, you know what, stuff it. Let's just go to Thailand and just become like a Thai. And then went to the camp where I thought I had some sort of skill. When you get some little 10-year-old hitting the pads, like, and I'm like, nah, man, I can't do that yet.
Yeah.
And you just go on nuts, and then go into the fights and just see literally like 7-year-olds, 6-packs, ripped, shred city, and then knocking out little other kids. It's just like, man, you got a long way to go still.
Well, that's what they do over there, man. A lot of the because it is such a poor country, a lot of the parents will send their kids off to fight for money. Yeah, like that is still a very real concept that exists over there.
Yeah, but thing there in Thailand, that's life for them. Try to do it here. No parent will be like, all right, son, go fight 7 years old to bring us some money. Like, it doesn't happen, but there it's different, like different world pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy.
Do you think Australia would benefit from seeing more integration of martial arts into its education system?
Yeah, it would help, to be honest. Like, even bullies wouldn't bully if they knew like respect and stuff like that. When you get from training like at Full Force Gym, there's kids classes, and it's just like you're building them to be better people and also better children. It's just awesome, like the respect that the trainer is like gives to them, and the children like respect the trainers back, and it's good to see. Yeah, it's so like some random kid from the street just starts being a little bully. Like, it shows respect martial arts. Like, come to the mats, you bow, stuff like that. So it's good.
Yeah, I think it's really important. It teaches discipline. It teaches rocking up, like even when you have a tough sparring session, which you wouldn't want to put kids through anyways, but even when you have a tough sparring session, and I'm sure you've had plenty of them, where you just have to rock up the next day and you're like, fuck, like this again.
Yeah, like every Wednesday nights we got sparring at full force, and it's just like, you see the big boys like, awesome, we're gonna throw down, and then it's like, come home battered, bruised, and Thursday, yep, back to training, back to run your 7Ks, back to shadow bag, and then do your pads. It's just, you got to have that discipline and that desire to want to do it.
Yeah. I think what we're seeing right now, like especially in Sydney, is there's a real craving for some kind of, you know, exertion of energy amongst youth. You know what I mean? I don't think the avenues we have right now are enough. Like, you've obviously got situations like we had last week, unfortunately, at the Easter show, right? You know, where this group of 16, 17-year-olds went and just stabbed one of the workers there over some postcode shit. Yeah. Like, ridiculous. And I bet you not a single one of those guys was trained. I bet you not a single one of those guys regularly visits an MMA gym or a boxing gym or a Muay Thai gym, because that shit just doesn't happen.
Yeah, absolutely. That was just rubbish, disgusting. Like having kids off the street just like stabbing people. Like, what's that? Like, that's so wrong.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible. And these kids are like 17 years old, like fucking up their lives, taking someone else's life at that age, bro. That is...
Yeah, like back in the days, like when we had problems, it was like you fight someone, like, throw hands, that's it. And after that, you go separate ways. It's not like you get stabbed or get shot. Like, it's so stupid.
It's so stupid.
The world changes so like dramatically. Like, it's nuts.
And I think as well, but I don't know if like even just the fighting avenue is the right way to kind of approach those problems. Like, my advice for people always, like, in the middle of conflict is like, take it away from being physical as quickly as possible. Like, you do not want it to become physical unless it absolutely has to be. Like, fighting has to be the last resort in day to day. It's different when you're stepping into a cage or a ring and you're competing and there's agreed upon rules and there's a referee and there's judges and there's cameras and, you know, it's sanctioned, it's taken care of. There's organizations that are specifically trying to keep the fighters as safe as possible, right? Of course, in a fight, nothing is certain, and there's going to be freak accidents and there's going to be people getting seriously hurt, but that far beats fighting on King's Cross.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like those knockout punches where you see where people just die straight away, like they're tragedies.
Yeah, when you see people get hit like back of the head, that's like the most dangerous shot. When you know you're not going to get hit, when you know you're waiting for a hit and you're not expecting it, that's when it becomes dangerous.
Yeah,
that's because your brain just goes, yep, shut down, see you later, pretty much, in a sense.
And you're not landing on padding, you're not landing on canvas, you're going straight onto concrete.
Correct. Yeah.
There was one recently, a week or so ago, where it was a really young guy and he just was out with his mates and unfortunately got king hit and didn't make it, you know. And I know a couple of the people that were close with him, and I see the devastation and I see the impact that something like that really has on their lives. And it's just like, yeah, there's just this, it's a horrible, horrible thing to happen. And my sincerest condolences to that family, because it's, you know, to lose someone at 24 years old is so young.
Correct, very young, yeah.
And I guess people get involved in a lot of this street shit without really knowing what it entails, and they think it's cool and they need a tribe. And it's like, you can have that same level of confidence and same level of family and same level of tribe in a gym.
Yeah, 100%. You don't need to sort of get that sort of love that you don't get at home on the street. Like, that street life is not, it's fake. Because at the end of the day, something goes wrong, you're left on your own.
100%.
Go to a gym, your gym's there, you got your teammates, your coaches. It's a strong bond. It is a family. Like,
yeah.
You eat together, you pretty much train together, you go to fight shows together. It's just like it's like a brotherhood. And you'd rather have that than sort of go on the street and be sort of so-called gangster, and then at the end of the day, something goes wrong, you're left in a jail cell on your own.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, it's accountability, right? And you can either pay the accountability later on in the jail time, or you can pay the accountability now in answering to your coaches, answering to your teammates, answering to your sparring partners. If you're coaching, answering to the people that you're coaching. You know, like, there's a network of people built around you to make sure that you're held accountable and that you're there and that you're doing what you have to do. You don't have time for the street bullshit because, you know, you're just physically exhausted. Like there's no way you can have solid training sessions with, like you're saying before, 7K runs and strong sparring sessions and hitting the bag and doing your road work and then go and run that bullshit as well. Like there's just no way.
Absolutely not. Like after the training, let's say 2 hours, you just want to go home, eat, and go straight to sleep. So you can do it again. You don't have time to go out, do anything like that. It's just, you don't have time. You don't have the energy to even do that.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. It's physically taxing. How did you find, because you transitioned out of football into Muay Thai, and you mentioned before that your weight kind of shot up a bit.
Yeah, my weight was...
So what happened there?
I guess depression. And it was just, I was 140 kilos towards the end of it. Went from a size like 32 Jane to like a 42. And then it was just like, shit.
Over what time period are we looking at?
Like 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, I got just big. I couldn't go to training. I couldn't do anything. I was just depressed. Couldn't play soccer no more. And I was just like, what am I going to do now? So I just ate. And I'm like, got to a point where I think I put pants on, one of my old pair of pants on. I was like, oh shit, this doesn't fit no more. Then I sort of clicked, hey, look yourself in the mirror and you've just blown back up, which is not good. And yeah, it took me to realize I can't be like this, can't live. I'm very unhealthy and just need to lose weight. And then that's why I reached out to one of the guys I used to play soccer with, who's when he opened at the gym. I go, hey, I need to get fit again. Because I thought I was going to go back into soccer. Then I was like, this kickboxing stuff, Muay Thai stuff is a lot more better, because at the end of the day, soccer's like, it's a team sport, which is good. But if you play shit, you have your team there to sort of build you up. If you say fight shit, you get knocked out. And then it's only you that sort of to blame. You can't blame, oh, I was a striker, or was this, or was that. It's literally you. And it's like yourself, you need to train harder. And that's what sort of, I like the accountability.
Yeah. And I think as well in the Australian soccer scene in particular is teams don't generally stick together for very long, right? Like every season there's a new 5, 6, 7 players at minimum. Yeah. At minimum in most teams. And I'm talking up to MPL 1. You know, like it happens all the time where there's just chops and changes. So you essentially end up relying a lot more upon individual skill, and you end up relying on more individual players to kind of bring the team forward as opposed to team synergy. You're not going to be able to build a Barcelona here in Australia because, you know, Xavi would leave within 2 years to go somewhere else, and, you know, Iniesta would be over there, and it wouldn't work. There's not enough real unity within most teams in Australia to really develop that. So like what you're saying is that it becomes a lot more about individuality in football, and of course there's a team component and there's strategy, but it's not the same level as what you'd see in South America, where the teams are training 6 days a week and they're living together, or in Europe where they literally have state-of-the-art facilities for kids that are 7 years old to build them up so that by the time they're 23 they're ready for EPL or whatever it is. So because we don't have that, there's kind of like this diffusion of accountability, and there's this diffusion of responsibility, because you can just blame the goalkeeper, or you can just blame the centre back, or you can just blame the striker, or the coach was shit, or the ref made a bad call. In a fight, you do not get that luxury.
Yeah, you definitely not. It's just kill or be killed in a sense. It's like, if you're not good enough, you're going to get fucked on pretty much.
Yeah.
And I've copped it too. I've got humbled very badly, and I've looked at myself. I used to fight at super heavyweight, and I got humbled real quick when I just thought, you know what, yeah, I'm good, but I was still chubby. I was just fat in a sense. And then one fight was against Luke. Tried to cut weight, made the weight, and then...
That's Luke Jacob, everyone that's listening at home.
He humbled me very quickly. And then that made
yeah, you fought Luke Jacob a couple years back?
Yeah, would have been 2017, 18.
And was that an MMA fight, or was that a K1 fight?
That was a kickboxing fight.
Right.
So, took the fight. Awesome guy, honestly. Like,
which promotion, might I ask?
It was on the Full Force.
Full Force.
Annihilation, I think it was called.
Okay.
Like, took the fight. Guy was awesome. And then I've walked out. Unfortunately, I was just drained. Good to him. Had a good fight. TKO'd me. But
how did he get you?
It was a right cross, I'm pretty sure.
Ugh.
But good on him, like in a sense. But we've become good friends. Like I guess, like I've helped him train for his fights. I've cornered him for one of his fights. We've helped each other through lockdown. And it's weird to sort of become mates with one of your opponents, but
yeah,
here we are.
I wouldn't expect that a dynamic, especially from someone like Luke, who I love Luke. You know, he's an awesome guy, but he talks a lot of shit. If you've watched this podcast, he talks a lot of shit.
I definitely have watched his podcast.
I don't know if he's training with Bradley Shackleton right now.
Oh, fuck me. That whole Bradley Shackleton stuff.
It's gone too far, bro.
I was at home and he just like sending me screenshots and I'm like, bro, just fight him and get the fuck over it. Like, and then the whole thing of Joey as well. Like, I
Joe
love Joey.
Belfiore. Yeah,
Joey.
He's a fucking nice guy, man.
Yeah, like, I don't mind him. Like, he's a nice guy. Like, I've met him heaps of times, spoken to him. Same with Cez. Like, Cez is awesome. It's just...
Can I give you my opinion on that? I think the match to make is, and Cez is going to hate me for saying this, but I think it should be Luke and Joey.
100%, yeah.
I think Luke and Joey make sense.
Yeah, and even like, on the podcast, Luke was saying that I should fight him.
Yeah.
Man, I'm full Thai rules, like, that's all I do. I can't do MMA.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, you should fight him. I'm like, fuck no, I don't do MMA. You want to do stand-up? Yeah, I'm happy more than...
Cez walks away with the moral victory knowing that he beat Joey, and he doesn't have anything to prove. I think the fight was dominant enough. I know he wanted the knockout, but I genuinely think that, considering that both Luke and Joey have kind of had up-down careers, one win, 2 losses, a draw or a pull-out, 2 wins, you know, like they've had very scattered careers. I think that matchup actually makes a lot more sense. And then touch wood, if that fight were to play out not in Luke's favor, then the Cez and Joey rematch makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's true. Like, Luke has strong hands. Like, I've felt his hands, and fuck me, he hits hard.
Yeah.
He just needs to put it all together, and he's a good fighter. He just got to be mentally there and just throw it down.
So how did you find it going from being an opponent of Luke to being a training partner of Luke? Because that's a big jump, right? Like, hey, this guy knocked me out and now we're hitting pads together.
Yeah, it was hard at the start, but you sort of got to go past that, because I thought he was going to try to put it on me again. I'm like, man, it's a lot different now. And then we've gone out to eat, we've hung out. It's just become really good, just friends. So we sort of trying to help each other out now. And it's a lot better than sort of thinking, hey, he's not a Gronk or anything. It's just like, just trying to help each other out now. So it's good.
Yeah. And because you have that specialty in Muay Thai, he's able to work a lot on his striking and possibly his defensive game, because, you know, you're so proficient at it, right? Like, there aren't going to be many fighters that are so efficient as leg kicks or as at roundhouses or at spinning back fists or flying elbows or, you know, than someone who's proficient in Muay Thai.
Yeah, that's
it's just
right.
a given. That's what you spent your time crafting and specializing in.
Yeah, pretty much. So when he was at the other gym prepping for his fight, not the last one before that, he calls me, hey man, can you just help me with like my stand? I'll go, yeah man, 100%.
Yeah.
And just like, he was just not really seeing the kicks I used to do, because being a Thai fighter, we just throw kicks out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh shit, the fuck, got me in a leg kick. I'm like, yeah man, leg kicks, they hurt.
Yeah.
You got to check them. And then towards the end, he's like, hey man, I started checking my leg kicks. I'm like, fuck, about time.
Yeah, you need really strong shins for Muay Thai.
Absolutely, sir.
How strong are your shins?
Very strong.
Yeah?
Very strong.
How do you develop that?
Just kicking pads, heavy bags. I've done the whole Thailand thing. We do the bamboo tree. I thought I would be like Bull Cow, who's like the famous Muay Thai fighter. That hurts. Even a banana tree, that fucking hurts. But you do it for, you're in Thailand, condition your shin, just hit it.
Yeah.
It just numbs your shins.
Yeah, because it creates microfractures in the shin bone, which then layer over each other to become stronger and stronger and stronger. So that shin bone literally becomes denser and heavier and is able to withstand more and is able to check more kicks. Is that right?
Correct, yeah. It just becomes numb. Honestly, it's numb.
Yeah.
You don't really feel much.
So when someone's like going for a low calf kick on you and you check it, nothing.
Nah. Honestly, no.
That's fucking crazy.
It's just like you can feel it, but it's not going to be like, say for instance, if I kicked you in the shin, you're gonna be like, oh fuck, this hurts.
Yeah, I fucking bet.
But
Listen, we've done one demonstration on this show. I'm not getting.
Nah,
This is what the show's going to become now. Everyone's just going to come on and bash me up. Like, I'm going to get a jiu-jitsu guy to choke me out, get a Muay Thai guy to fucking head kick me.
Yeah, there's a guy that good mates with, Marco, and he's like, oh, Muay Thai doesn't do nothing. So I go, oh, you want to feel it kick? He goes, yeah, kick me. Decent sized boy, and kicked him in the, like, just, he had a pillow on him, and I kicked his thigh. Had him on the floor literally in tears.
Yeah, I bet.
And he's just gone, I'm so sorry, man. I'm never going to ask you to kick me ever again. But
Yeah. That shit fucking hurts, man. I did a little bit of kickboxing just this week, inspiring, and it was fucking brutal because for the most part I've primarily focused on boxing, right? That's kind of just been the game. And when you start looking at different angles and controlling distance in a different way, because those leg kicks are so, such a threat, especially to boxers, like it opens up the game so much more.
it does, yeah. Leg kicks can just come out of nowhere and they hurt.
Yeah. And the development of the low calf kick as well over the last couple of years has been crazy.
Yeah, you never used to see that in MMA. Like
Never.
nothing. That all of a sudden it's like, ooh, there's a new.
It was a waste of time. It wasn't worth it. There was no damage done. And then you just start seeing these assassins chopping away at the calves. And then before you know it, people are like breaking their legs.
And that's how people are stopping fights. You don't have to sort of get always a knockout. You can just even a leg kick can stop someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
Yeah, I guess the highlight knockout reel is tempting for a lot of fighters because, you know, if you can roundhouse kick someone in the head and put them out cold, that looks amazing on Instagram.
Awesome. Yeah,
but you know, the leg kick for so long was just neglected, and now you're seeing, because you got to think about it, right? Like you would understand this better than anyone, is that there's a entire nervous system running through your leg, and so if you're hitting the right spot over and over and over again on that calf where there isn't much flesh to protect it, then you're gonna disable that front leg. And so if as someone who strikes, if you don't have that front leg to really lean in and add torque to your punches, then you're fucked.
That's right. Yeah, like one leg kick can sort of like shut your whole game, can change everything. Your whole game plan goes out the window.
Yeah,
you can't even stand up straight. If you can't protect yourself,
if you can't move, if you don't have mobility,
like you can't do anything. Like you're sort of just a sitting target in a sense. Like a knockout comes pretty much when you're sort of wanted to knock someone out. It doesn't come. It comes out of nowhere. So like one fight in Queensland where I've just gone left hook, right overhand. I thought, fuck, I've got him. I wasn't expecting it, but knocked him out and I stopped and I was like, oh shit, okay, here we are. I'll take it. Happy days. But there's times where I've gone to actually hurt someone and it's just, nah, it has never come. And then I've copped it because I've thought to myself, hey, I'm going to go knock him out. And then all of a sudden he's cracked me in the jaw. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I got to reset again.
Yeah.
So when you want to knock someone out, it just comes. You can't be forceful. It has to happen by itself.
So there's no like, oh, I'm going to hit him with the craziest lead hook and he's just going to go out cold.
Yeah, never.
No.
It does happen, but like in my experience so far, not yet.
Yeah. It's more so just you get the timing right.
Yeah, timing, right spot. It just happens.
I've seen a lot of the Muay Thai guys actually train their necks. What's with that?
Yeah, the whole neck weight thing. Yeah.
Can you pull that up, Sian? If you go onto YouTube, I don't think I've sent you the link to this one, so you're gonna have to search it up. But if you go onto YouTube, just do one championship neck training. This popped up on my Instagram feed literally last night.
It's because you had me on the show, that's all.
Yeah, I was probably going through your feed and the algorithm Reddit. So yeah, what's with that?
It's just to get your neck strong when you're copping punches and stuff like that. So we do it at the gym as well, where we're laying, we've got neck weights on us, and we're just going like sit-ups pretty much for our neck, just to build our necks for when it comes to clinching as well. Because in Thai fights, there's a lot of clinching, and to have someone just hang on your neck, it's like drains the shit out of you.
Yeah, you don't really expect neck strength to be a component in fighting, though.
That's true, yeah. To Thai fights, fucking need it.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you think about it, the neck essentially isn't muscle, right? Like there's
100%.
there's a lot you can do with it.
You train your legs, train your arms.
That first one there, that don't skip neck day. Give us some volume. So yeah, I literally saw this video last night. He's doing like sit-ups with his neck.
Yeah, so stuff like that we do. Yeah, that's just it's full clinching pretty much.
Oh, that one makes me feel weird, but...
He's gone breakdancing.
And so, by having a stronger... Thank you, Sound, that's it. By having a stronger neck, are you less likely to get knocked out?
To be honest, I'm not sure, but it's just more for clinching, I reckon. It is.
More for the clinching?
Yeah, because when you're in the clinch, you got to have your neck and be able to move around.
Right.
Strong neck helps.
Yeah, I bet.
So if you can train it, you train it. Whatever can sort of give you an advantage, you're going to do.
Yeah, I guess it's... The golden question is, though, because, you know, some people are notorious for being really hard to knock out.
Yeah.
Like, especially Muay Thai fighters. Muay Thai fighters are, in particular, are very hard to knock out. You don't see it often. Whereas other people, you know, have a glass chin, in a sense. I'm always curious to know, like, what differentiates. What do you think?
To be honest, it's just, I think, the attitude. It's like, you got a guy in one championship called Rod Tang.
Yeah.
The guy will drop his hand, just let him get hit. Just does not care and just goes, yep, hit me, go nuts, do what you want to do. Then he just snaps and goes bang, knocks the other guy out. I just think...
I've seen those videos where he's just eating shots left and right, and he's just literally there, bang, 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 copying them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you pull it up on YouTube? Rod Tang fight highlights, I guess, would be the best way to find it.
Yeah, pretty sure it's on one championship. He just hands down, doesn't care. It's like, yeah, you go first and I'll go after. And you just watch him like, holy shit.
It's such a huge advantage for fighters if they can get that, you know, ironclad chin. So you think it's a mentality thing?
I think so, yeah. Just when you think you're unstoppable, you sort of believe it and it just happens.
Have you ever felt like that?
My last fight, I couldn't lose. I could not lose. It's just the stuff I trained. I went from weighing 116 kilos and I made 90. And I just thought to myself, I cannot lose this fight.
That is 26
in 6 weeks.
kilos. In 6 weeks.
So that story
How
was...
the fuck did you do that?
So that story was, I was having, what was I eating? I was at Frango's with my sister and her fiance.
Shout out Frangos.
Yeah.
Fucking best chicken in Sydney.
I was eating chicken and a burger as well and chips. I wasn't going to fight. I just thought, just go enjoy myself. While training Queensland, Dwayne Glasgow he FaceTimes me, he goes, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. He goes, what are you eating? I'm like, nothing. He goes, hey, I got you a fight. It's at 90. I was like, 90? Okay, bro, I'm 116. He goes, well, 90 kilos, see you there. Hangs up on me. I'm like, pushed Frangus to the side. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
So I had like a half-eaten burger and I was like, I can't eat it now. I put it to the side. I'm like, Thomas.
That quickly?
Yeah, it was like, I had 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So got a nutritionist. I'm like, hey, heard you're good. Can you sort of help me out? She goes, what's the cut like? I go, I weigh 116 now. She goes, what do you weigh? Fighter now. I go, 90. She goes, what? I go, took the fight at 90. She goes, fuck. She goes, yeah, I'll make it happen.
If your nutritionist is saying that, you should be worried.
Yeah, like, she's awesome. Like, Katie from Big Red Nutrition, like, she helped me a lot.
What is it, Big Red?
Big Red Nutrition,
Big Red Nutrition. Shout out Katie.
Yeah, like, I was her problem child. Like, I used to call up saying, hey, I got cravings for lollies. I love lollies. Like, I need lollies in my life.
Yeah.
That whole time, like, even on the Friday of my weigh-ins, I was still 102 kilos. And she's just gone, fuck, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm making weight. Like, I don't care. I'm going to make weight. Jumped in in a bathtub, very hot, had kettles going at the same time and just filling it up and just melted away. I got down to, I think, 95 and she goes, I'm calling it. I'm like, don't you fucking dare. Like, this is happening. I don't care. She goes, man, I fainted, I think, twice. And she goes, I'm stopping this cut. I'm like, no, you're not. Trainer comes in, how you feeling? I go, nah, bro, I'm good. I'm fighting. I don't care. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Got down to 90. Took 3 people to take me out of the bath. I passed out on the bed, trying to put my clothes on. I lost my voice. Couldn't even see at one point. Chucked me in the car. Got to Wayne's. My opponent sees me. I think he just walks around at 93, 94. And he sees me literally like I'm drained. And he just started laughing. I'm like in my head, this is all nice and cute now. Wait till I refuel. And then you will see who I actually really am. Made weight. And I sent you the photo as well. Made the weigh-in. Next day, after I've weighed in, I've had Nando's. Copped an IV. Drank liters of water. I shot up to 105. Next day comes, I've gone to the fight and I had to change my shorts because they were too small for me. They didn't fit me. And I've gone, hey, can I get some large shorts? And they go, gave you shorts last night. I'm like, well, I need bigger ones. They go, what the hell? Anyway, so my opponent's seen me. He's just gone, oh, wow, it's a lot bigger. I'm puffier. My cheeks have puffed up again. I'm like, I'm good. He's warming up. We sort of have like a shared sort of like change room. And I'm just watching him.
Wait, you and your opponent have a shared change room?
It was weird. Like it was a massive room and just like had like a small like divider. And you could sort of see what everyone was doing. So I've just watched him hit pads. And I'm just getting my hands wrapped. And I'm just watching him. And he's seeing me. I'm happy. Like I'm joking around with my trainers. And then I'm sitting hit pads. And I'm sort of like smiling like, you have no idea. Like I've trained so hard. I've gone through hell just to be here. Like, you're going to cop this now. And then he's hit pads. I'm just laughed. Trying to go, all right, time to show who you are. I'm like, bah! And he's just gone, what the fuck? I'm like, man, this is me now. Like, don't about me last night. I can be all weak on the night of the weigh-in, but next day I'm going to show you who I really am. And then in my head, I've just said, I can't lose. I'm too fast, too fit. And then he's walked out. I've just gone, man, party's over for you. Like, this is my fight. And then just gone out, 47 seconds it was. Left hook, right over in. Saw his eyes roll back. I'm like, party's over. The fight got stopped. I was like, fuck me. Thank fuck. My trainer, because that happened in Queensland, my trainer and Sydney came up with me and goes, bro, you paid for flights, paid for accommodation for fucking 47 seconds. Bro, I won. What do you want from me? But yeah, it was a good experience. And
that was the problem with Mike Tyson fights, is that they'd, hype them up and have these multi-million-dollar fights that would only last like maybe 2 rounds. Like Mike Tyson would kill world champions in the first 40 seconds of a fight.
That's a straight killer.
Yeah, I'm interested to know though, was there a process that you used to get your mind in that state, or did you find yourself in a flow state?
Pretty much. So I was gonna stop fighting after my last fight, not the one I had. Cause me and my trainer are very good friends as well. So we had a shisha lounge in where were we? Just at a lounge, and we was talking. He goes, and I said, I think I want to make a comeback. He goes, if that's the case, fuck this heavyweight business off. No super heavyweight. You're going to cruiserweight. I was like, what weight's that? He goes, 90. I'm like, all right, fair enough. So he goes, you're not going to train, not going to even think about fighting unless you run every day. I had to send him screenshots of my runs. I had to do 6Ks every single day, no matter what, or he wouldn't even hold pads for me. And then my mentality changed. Like, hang on, if I can train so hard, I can be like a legit killer. And then I had to be accountable for all my actions. Like, I couldn't go out, couldn't drink, couldn't just even go have frangos in peace. It was literally like, hey man, what are you doing? Hey, what are you eating? Oh, we just screenshot of you running today. I'm like, bro, chill. He goes, no, bro, if you want to make a comeback, do it properly. And that's what I've done. And then lost all this weight. And then now I'm even trying to get down to say 84, 86 kilos.
Wow.
Because it's very hard to find opponents to fight. Like,
well, I imagine it'd be even harder at super heavyweight. How many super heavyweights are in Australia? What?
There were so many people that wanted to fight me at super heavyweight. There's even a guy now in Queensland. He goes, hey man, can you put some weight back on so I can fight you? I'm like, I can't, man. Like, I'm walking around now at 96. Like, he wants to fight at 120. I'm like, bro, I'm not putting like 24 kilos to fight one person and come back down.
And it'd probably fuck up your game as well. You'd probably be slower, heavier.
Man, like, there's a
less
video,
fluid.
literally a video on my Instagram where I was hitting pads when I was like 140 kilos.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit slow, but fuck, man, I hit hard.
Sian, can you go on his Instagram? Did you send it to me, or
no,
is
it's on
your
my
profile? Okay, so you just go up to his profile, yeah. Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go a little bit down. It's like towards the end. Up. You see the one next to the helmet. There we go. There's that one there.
So this is you at what? Whoa,
140.
You do blow up.
Like, that was me, like...
140. Give us some volume on that. I want to hear those kicks.
And that's my trainer, Joe
Oh
Killer
my
Concha.
god. Oh, damn.
There's one
bro.
back when I'm just hitting pads, like doing my boxing round.
Yeah.
A couple of videos before. And he's just with intent.
So
like,
yeah, you can definitely, thank you, Sian. You can definitely see that there is intent and technique behind it, and a lot of fucking force. Like each one of those leg kicks look like a freight train.
just.
But I think as well, you know, there has to be kind of a middle ground between, you know, speed and precision and strength and power.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
You know, and I think a lot of fighters struggle with that, is finding their weight class, finding the one that they fight at best. You see it even in the pros, man. I mean, Conor McGregor's now fought at 3 different weight classes, and there's, you know, talks of him now fighting Kamaru Usman, which is
nuts.
Terrifying.
It's crazy. Like,
terrifying.
Trying to find your weight class is pretty hard. Like, people don't want to like cut weight much, but it does help, because if you can sort of be like, say, 5 kilos, 6 kilos heavier, you're the stronger person in a sense. Like, you may suffer to get to that weight, but the next day you're sort of refueled and you're sort of, in a sense, have an advantage of someone.
In the amateur world, I can definitely see that, you know, like, especially if you're fighting someone who isn't as concerned about their weight or their fighting weight, and, you know, obviously they want to be on weight on the night, but they're not like being very strategic about it. I can see that having that 5-6 kilo weight advantage is quite significant. But when you start looking at the pros, and they take their cuts more seriously, and they have nutritionists, and they designate, you know, specific people within their teams just to make sure that they are always on point, so that they can take a fight on 10 days notice if need be. I don't know if the weight cutting process really provides an advantage, because I think everyone does it, and I think it just rules out the advantage. Unless you've got the extremes like the Francis Ngannou's. Like, Francis Ngannou walks around at around 260 pounds. I'm not sure what that is in kilos, but has to cut weight to make heavyweight.
Yeah, there's like a guy, Justin Tuffer. He's one of the MMA boys in Queensland. He's in the UFC too. He missed heavyweight. The limit. He was like
What's his name?
Justin Tuffer.
Justin Tuffer.
He's in the UFC, and he was, I think, the first heavyweight to miss weight.
Yeah.
And just like, how much are they actually cutting to even make heavyweight?
Yeah.
The 265 limit, 120.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
But I think there we're looking at extremes. I have real... I think this is where we might part ways a bit in opinion, because I have real strong thoughts about weight cutting, and especially the sauna stuff, and it's very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah, I've had my ups and downs with weight cuts. Like I said, I've passed out. I've lost my eyesight.
Just that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you lost your eyesight.
Lost my eyesight in the bathtub.
From dehydration.
Yeah, I was shredding. Like, I was like 100 kilos on the Friday, and I made 90 Friday night. I was literally lost my voice. I lost my eyesight, and I fainted twice. But that goal was prove everyone who you are and make the weight. Don't let your gym down, or gyms. Don't let your trainers down, and just show what you can do. And I wasn't going to let anyone sort of stop me doing it. Like, if I even said to her, I go, if this is it, let me go. Like, if this is how it's going to go, let me just do my thing.
Really?
And she's just gone, what the fuck are you saying? I was like, if this is it for me. Like, let it happen. Like, I'm not giving up on this. And she's just gone, fuck me. She just goes, you're fucking nuts. And I was like, I want to fight. And then I remember she left that weight cut. She's just gone. She just didn't want to talk to me. Next day, I've called her, hey, how you going? She goes, I don't know how you made weight. She goes, I don't know how you even fought. She goes, if he cracked you in the head or something, you could have died. I was like, if that was meant to be, that was meant to be. And she's just gone, how do you even think like that? I'm like, this is what I do. And then, yeah, like, I think other people have tried to hit her up, like, bigger weights, and she's gone, fuck no. I'm not doing what I've done with Paulie. No fucking way. Here's my only exception to the rule. Because I listen to her. If I've asked her for a take short notice fight, she goes no. Then I got to say she said no, pretty much, because I can't. There's only so many times I can thrash my body to try and make weight.
So how long have you been working with her?
Maybe a year now.
Okay.
And the end goal is pretty much like I want to fight at like 79, 82. That's what I really want to do. And she's just gone, you're fucked. But I'm like,
oh my God. She must get terrified every time you call her. She must see your name on her phone and go, oh, fuck, here we go. What now? What? Yeah, now what's he want? He wants to fight at 40, this guy. As
a joke, I sent her a screenshot as there's a guy looking to fight at 76. Just as a joke, I said it to her. I sent her a screenshot, sent it to her. She goes, she calls him, she goes, shut the fuck up. No fucking way. I was like, it's in 2 weeks. We've got plenty of time. She goes, no, we're not doing this. Like, relax, I'm joking around with you. She goes, I wouldn't put it past you that you've called me out of the blue saying, hey, I want to fight at 76. And she's just like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. I mean, look, the weight cutting stuff is scary, man. And I think she's doing right by you in making sure that you are taken care of in that sense, that you are saying no to certain opportunities, because, you know, when you start looking at dehydrating the mind, you start looking at dehydrating the body, when you start looking at thickening the blood, like these are all processes that happen during a weight cut. You know, there's literally no liquid left in you, and then to go on fight 24 hours later and Muay Thai. Yeah. I mean, Muay Thai, bro. You're asking for trouble, man.
When you say it sounds bad, but it's just normal for fighters to do it.
What stood out to me though in your process was the IV drip.
Yeah, that helps.
Talk me through that. What's going on with the IV drip?
So it's just so you can rehydrate. There's only so much I can drink, and then that just is like you just sit there. It's like and you just feel awesome.
And the IV drips have a lot of minerals and vitamins involved in them as well, right?
Yeah, and nutrients. Yeah. So whatever my body just took out, it's just, I'm getting it put back in just quicker. Yeah.
That must be a huge advantage.
Yeah. Like I said, weight at 90, I was 105 within 24 hours.
Is that legal across all Muay Thai?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you can do it if,
Yeah. Because I know in UFC it's banned.
Yeah.
Which is the most ridiculous thing to ban ever. Like, if you're gonna make someone dehydrate 10 kilos of water weight, at least give them the option to get an IV afterwards.
Yeah, just to at least rehydrate, let's perform to the best of their ability. Like, I believe that it helped me because it had that sort of mental backing. Whatever I lost, it came back into me, so I was able to perform, which was good.
Yeah, 100%. You had some videos here. Let's go through them. So this, if you go on DM, Sian. Yep. So talk me through these videos. What's going on here?
So this video was, the first one was, I was going to take this fight on short notice.
Mm-hmm.
This photo was originally on my page, and then I had to take it down.
Why'd you have to take it down?
Because the opponent messaged me saying, hey man, I don't think I'll be able to beat you. So my coach when I showed my coach that message, he just goes, can you take it down? Yeah.
You can't look too good on Instagram.
In a
People
sense,
won't want to fight you.
Because I had guys in Queensland that wanted to fight me, and then they looked on my Insta and like, no. They literally said no.
Right.
I'm like, why not? It's a fight. Like, if you think you're a good fighter, like, just fight me. Like,
because they're pussies.
I don't
Come on,
that.
bro.
Like, nah, it's not that. It's just,
dude, come on. You're gonna fight. You want to be in the fight game. You have to be prepared to fight killers. Like, that's the game.
Like,
that's the game.
Yeah, it's true. But my mentality is, if I win or lose, I don't care. It's more that I want to show that I've done the best I can that day.
Yeah.
And make my coaches proud.
And that's very common in a lot of Muay Thai fighters. Muay Thai fighters generally don't care about their record. They just want fights.
Yeah,
they just want fights.
Fight. Like,
they just want fights.
Yeah. It's been like a year, and I've been trying to get fights, and it's just like, no, guy pulled out on my last fight on the Thursday. I was on weight.
When were you supposed to fight?
On Southern Fighting Championship.
Yeah, but when?
I was last month on the 26th.
So he pulled out on the Thursday?
On the Thursday. I get a phone call from the promoter saying, hey, the guy's pulled out. I'm like, fuck, man, okay. Awesome. What do I do now? I guess we'll try to find your replacement. Yeah, no replacement.
Yeah.
So just gone like I was literally on weight on the day.
Yeah.
I was going to cruise around on the Friday and just chill out, not eat anything, not drink. I was already on weight. And then getting the news where, hey, guys pulled out. It's a letdown.
Of course.
Because you train so hard and you want to show what you've learned and what you can do, and then it's just gone. Nah, sorry, man, not today.
And not only that, your adrenaline's pumping, your testosterone's pumping. You're ready for a fight.
Yeah.
There's a very big hormonal change in the human body when it's getting ready for a fight. Like, it knows that war is upon itself.
Pretty much, like when I'm in camp or like even just training, I have a different mindset to say, for instance, now that I'm talking to you. My mindset training is I'm a world champion, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that. It's sort of like my ego. But if I don't have that, I can't perform at training or in a fight. You got to have two sides to a person. So I can talk to you now, hey, this is the real me. But when I say step in the gym, it's just like, yeah, switches, let's go.
Yeah.
And it's good to have that to sort of separate it.
It's an animal instinct, man. And I think, it's kind of embedded in the biology of human beings. It's like deeply sewed into the DNA. Is just war.
Yeah.
It's just war. From the beginning of time, we've been at war.
Pretty much, yeah. And like for instance, my girlfriend came to watch me train. She wanted to watch me train. I'm also obviously going to be sweet to your partner. And then she's just come to the gym. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? She's gone, I've just seen you train. You're just hitting like the pads like you're going to kill someone. Like, that's what I do. Then you can just change back to, all right, let's go out for dinner. Let's go do this.
Yeah.
And she's just gone, how are you the same person? Like, you just got to do it.
You have to be a little bit psychotic to be a fighter. I always come back to that. He fought an MMA fighter recently, didn't he?
Yeah, with Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, with Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
That's right. And they did like a weird, like first round Muay Thai, second round MMA rules.
That's right, yeah. And then he lost, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I think that's the big hole in Muay Thai fighters' game, right?
Yeah, it's true, the ground game, yeah.
The ground game. Have you developed much of a ground game?
Luke's tried to get me to do MMA. I just believe that, one, I reckon I'm too old to do it and too old to learn. But in saying it, like, I do get curious at times where...
That's not true. Too old to learn. What does that mean?
Like I like to fight. So if I did something like the end goal of MMA, look, I'd want to be a fighter. I'd fight MMA.
Yeah.
But I believe that I don't have enough time to sort of learn ground game, so my wrestling, jiu-jitsu, to be able to be confident in MMA fight. I'm confident in my stand-up. There's no doubts about that.
Yeah.
What I'm doing, someone takes me down, it's like, all right, man, do what you got to do.
But if you're proficient and you've got a strong base in Muay Thai, then there's no reason why you can't develop it. And I'm not even saying like black belt Gracie jiu-jitsu, but I'm talking like even just proficient enough to defend against takedowns. Like a lot of the guys in the UFC aren't looking for takedowns, aren't looking for submissions, aren't looking for arm bars. A lot of the guys just want to trade.
Yeah, I suppose at the time it's just, I just believe. Who knows, at this rate, no one wants to fight me Muay Thai. I might have to do MMA. I might have to sort of learn
we
how
can
to
tee
do
something up. We can make that happen.
with Joey. I'm joking, Joey. I love you,
Joey,
bro.
everyone wants
I
you,
love
bro.
I
I
love
don't
you,
know,
bro.
man.
I'm joking, bro. It's all good. Fucking hell.
Joey, I don't know if Joey would make your weight, but he could. He could.
He used to fight at 84 or something.
He used to fight at 84, but I think with Says they fought at like 90, north of 90.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be done.
Oh, back to Luke. When Brad Shuggleton pulled out, I'll never forget this. I finished my session at the gym. He goes, hey, bro. I'm like, yeah. He goes, do you want to fight? I'm like, bro, what the fuck? He goes, oh, Bradley, he pulled out. Man, do you want to fight? I was like, bro, we're mates. What the fuck's wrong with you? He's like, yeah, but man, it'll be good. I'm like, bro, we're mates.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And he realised what he says, like, yeah, no, good point, bro. Nah, man, I'm not going to, like, it sounds stupid. Like, we got pictures together, we got videos together, just hanging out and whatever, and training, and it's like, they're going to fight now, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's just going, yeah, bro, you're right, nah, don't worry about
Bit
it.
of Masvidal shit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 100. So moving forward, what is your ambition with Muay Thai? What do you want to do?
I really want to be a world champion.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try and make it happen. Or even just the furthest I can go with it. And then once I've sort of that chapter closed in my life, I just want to put it to the side. I've done what I've done. Now to move on to something else.
World champion, huh?
That's the plan.
No small feat.
You got to think big, dream
Got to
big.
think big.
Dream big, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I find that a lot of fighters are ambitious.
You
in that
wouldn't
sense.
you wouldn't do it if you don't think you're good. Like, to be honest, like, you need to. If you have that doubt in your mind, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Like even when I've not had the best like training sessions or anything like that, I still believe that it's maybe like a small step back, but I believe I can come back stronger and better. And I've proved it. My last fight, like I've proved it. I've proved everyone that I still got it. I've had a bad relationship where she'll say in my ear, what the fuck you fighting for? You're too fat. You're too this. You're too that. Stop fighting. And then I cut from like 116 to
This
90.
person was saying that to you?
Yeah, and it's just like,
Really?
fuck me. Like, why would you even say that to me? Like weeks in my training camp. I'm like, fuck's wrong with you? And then it's just like, you know what?
That must have been so frustrating.
Yeah, it was. And then it got to a point where my trainer found out too, because he was just going, bro, what the fuck is going on? And I was just like, man, this is what I cop every day, pretty much in a sense. And then my last fight dropped down to 90. I put all these photos that I was dropping weight, and then all her family was like, oh my God, you look so good. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. What happened? I was
You
like,
do look good, bro.
thanks, bro. And it got to a point where I was just like, yeah, all I lost was pretty much your cousin. Like she like fucked her off and then became what I really wanted to be. When you have negative people around you, it brings you down hard. And having that positive group is just like, and they build you up. It helps so much and gives you the belief that you can do something.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do now. Like almost 30, I want to do whatever I can in the sport and be the best I can be.
Yeah. That saying though, that you become the people that you surround yourself with, is very, very, very true. You know, and so if you've got that kind of, it's just interesting that you found yourself in that spot, because I imagine at your gym you would have been surrounded by people that love you and care for you and want to see you do well. And I mean, they wouldn't invest that kind of time into getting you fight ready if they didn't. Do you know what I mean? Like that's correct, your tribe, that's your people. And so to have one person within your tribe that's really just looking to chip away at you and bring you down, and like it's interesting that you found yourself in that position. And I can imagine it would have fucked with your psyche a lot.
It did pretty much, yeah. Like there was fights where I've just blown up and just said, fuck, I just want to fight for the sake of fighting. And then you still got her in your back of your head like, what the fuck you fighting for? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And it's just like, fuck off. Like, just let me do what I got to do. She was more, it was like, what's the best way to put it? She was like to a point where it was like, choose me or fighting. I was just like fighting straight away. And then that was when I was stuck in Queensland. I was living in Queensland for a bit and I just said, I choose fighting. And then I had to sort of bring everything back from Queensland back down to Sydney. And that was sort of like the comeback.
So that's why you moved to Queensland?
Queensland was for business, pretty much a business opportunity,
right,
which sort of went good until COVID fucked everyone. And then I got stuck when the whole lockdown, we were living together and just in your ear. And I was still going to training. I was still going to the gym training behind closed doors. And then pretty much. And then just like, having in your ear, what are you training for? What are you doing this? I was like, no, fuck this. And then she gave me an ultimatum. And I'm just like, most definitely I choose fighting.
Yeah.
Pack your shit, get the fuck out of my house.
I bet you fight better since.
Yeah. I've just in my day-to-day life, a lot more happier with someone else new now. Awesome. She does her own thing with netball and I'm doing my own thing with fighting. She understands fighting, training 6 days a week, even 7 days a week. She'll even hit me up saying, hey, did you go run today? I'm like, motherfucker. So it's good like to have someone that respects what you do. And I have the same thing for her as well, because she does her netball thing and she plays for New South Wales. So like she gets it. She's an elite athlete as well. So it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that you don't see it across many divisions. Like you don't see actor and actor relationships doing very well. Shout out Johnny Depp. Or you don't see musician relationships going well. But athlete seems to make sense.
Yeah, you wouldn't go fighter, but fuck that.
Yeah.
Imagine that conversation at home. Hey, baby, on this? No. But elbow. Fuck that.
Yeah, what would it be like, right?
Like everyone asks me, like, would you ever be with a fight? I'm like, probably not. She'd probably kick me in the face. Have an argument.
Because my phone's about to die.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that. I imagine though that having like that accountability and having someone there to hold you to a higher standard would be very valuable in a relationship though. 100%. You know, I think that's probably why the dynamic that you have now works so well.
Yeah, because she understands, like, she does what she does and then I do what I do, but then she's like, hey, run, hey, don't eat this, hey, don't eat that. Like she'll be on the couch eating chocolate and I'm like, ooh, go get some lollies now. She's like, no. I'm like, okay.
You're a sucker for lollies, huh?
Oh, I fucking love lollies. Like
What are your favorites?
Allen snakes and Jolly Ranchers.
Right.
Like, I crave lollies so much. Like, now, like, I'm hoping to get in a fight soon. Like, I know I can't eat lollies. And it sucks. But once I've had a fight, party's over. Like, lolly jars, like, I'm going there.
Most fighters told me that they want to get fucking smashed, or they want to smoke, or they want to do copious amounts of drugs, but you're just like, no, Allen snakes and call it a night.
Yeah, I don't smoke, I don't drink. Like, I haven't drunk in like years. I just don't drink. It's just, I don't know, just the whole thing of Muay Thai, like, I just wanted to give my whole body to it. So my big thing is food and just lollies. Like, I crave those things, like lollies.
Yeah.
So.
It's a tough battle. I mean, you can abuse food for sure, but you know, you can abuse anything, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like food, I've shot up after fights where I've gone like big again. I'm like, oh shit, I've got to get back down again. And I've done ridiculous weight cuts, which I'm going to try and stop.
I stumbled into this video yesterday. I wanted to get your reaction to it because I felt a certain type of way about it. But someone who competes regularly in Muay Thai, I think you would probably have a better take on it. So, Sian, if you go into messages, and it should be with the ones with me. I should have in primary. No, primary.
I'm back to being a side piece, huh? My jeans.
What?
In primary on the left-hand side. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've sent you 2 links. Firstly, let's pull up the clip of you fighting that second one. Lower. Yeah, and just open up that link. So I found this fight of yours quite interesting. Do you remember this fight against Dominic Callis?
Yeah, the whole commentator was taking the piss out of me, saying I was a scary guy with tattoos. Motherfucker.
Don't all Muay Thai fighters have tattoos though?
That's the thing. So this guy sort of like just tried to rip into me from the start. Like, I've got scary looks, scary this, scary that. I'm like, bro, like, I'm just a normal person.
Yeah, well, after watching this fight, I was kind of scared of you as well. I'm not going to lie.
Nah, man, I'm a sweetheart. I'm a little cutie, man.
Cut forward a bit, Sian. Not too far, but
I even said about my fight braids were too scary.
What? Your fight braids were too
And
scary.
then I spoke to him and I was like, hey man, like, what if you rip?
That's for the white crew, right? Like the ceremony.
So he's like, what are you ripping into me for? And he goes, man, no respect. Like, I feel bad for saying that. Because I've actually had a conversation. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I can't just rip into people like this.
Lower the volume, Sian. We don't need it. We don't need this shitty commentary.
Yeah. He rips into you like the whole start of the fight.
Cut forward, bro.
I'm like, bro, chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've showed everyone who I was and I'm glad.
Yeah, I mean, the fight doesn't last very long and people watching at home will see very, very soon. So you've just finished in the white crew. What's going through your head right now? What are you thinking?
Honestly, kill or be killed. Like, let's go. Like, I'm ready. And even here, I've gone to touch gloves with him. Cracks me straight in the mouth. I'm like, all right, bro, let's go then. So, yeah. To be honest, I still can't believe I made weight. Like, now I'm back being chubby. I'm happy, smiling. They're my 2 trainers in the back, Dwayne Glasgow and Joe Concha.
Nice.
Like, see, I've gone to touch gloves. He's gone,
yeah, he's just like, no.
I'm like, all right. And yeah, just those leg kicks.
You love them. Are they your like most proficient, like most?
Yeah, my low leg kicks and my elbows. That's what I sort of pride myself on.
Yeah. It's really interesting in that a lot of Muay Thai fighters, you know, will specialize in one aspect.
Bang.
And there it is.
Yeah, that's it.
There it is. So what happened there? Xiang, can you rewind a little bit?
He reckons he pulled his shoulder out. But I saw his eyes.
Can we just get a bit further? Sorry, man. Further back. Yeah.
His eyes rolled back and I'm like, all right, party's over, man. Like, I'm putting you to sleep in a sense. And then he just said he popped his shoulder. I'm like, but you're fine. What do you mean you popped your shoulder out?
Yeah.
And then I spoke to him after the fight as well. He's like, oh man, my shoulder. I'm like, bro, you're fine. You've hugged me. You fucking shook hands with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's wrong with you? It's like, bang there. I was like, all right, party's over. And then he's just gone, nah, my shoulder.
Is his shoulder out though? It does look a bit weird, right?
Yeah. I'm like,
But then it kind of slides back into place.
I don't know. And then my corner was like, spit in elbow now. I'm like, all right, bro, done. And then, I don't know, it's just weird what happens, the whole sequence.
So he comes back into the center of the
back.
cage, respect.
And then, yeah, sweet, happy days. Then he just stops. Like, I cracked him with an overhand again. He just stops. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I just want to fight.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That has to be one of the most bizarre victories
It was weird.
I've ever seen.
And I've just gone, all right, I'll take it. He wanted a rematch, and then I've tried to hit him up about it. He goes, no. All right.
Yeah, but you dislocated someone's shoulder fighting them.
To be honest, I don't think I did. Like,
No?
I honestly don't think. I genuinely believe it was my overhand because I saw his eyes roll back. And
Right, so you just think you hit him in a nice spot
'cause
and then he got scared.
I felt that, how like I've felt what he's felt, and I felt okay. My eyes rolled back. I think the par's gonna be over soon. And then I saw his eyes, and I was like, all right, you're gone now. Gone overhand, and I just saw his eyes roll back, and then I was gonna go elbow, slice him up, knock him out, and then just was like, yeah, no, stop. I'm like, fuck, okay. Win's a win, I guess.
Win's a win. Listen, man, we've got to wrap up here. Let the people know where to find you. That's your camera right there.
On Instagram, just Paulie_Tolios. That's all I got on Instagram.
We'll pull it up on the screen now just so people can find you. Paulie Tolios, this is where they can find your journey, see your next fights. Have you got any fights coming up soon?
I'm in talks with a couple promotions.
Mm-hmm.
It's at weird weights, 86 and hopefully say 84. Hopefully soon something pulls through.
Yeah.
I'll let you know 100%.
Well, let me know when you're fighting MMA. I want to see that.
The cheeky MMA, huh?
Yeah,
The cheeky
cheeky
little
MMA.
crossover.
Come on an urban card. Come get on an urban card. Joey Belfiore is waiting for you, bro.
If you can make fucking 90, let's do it.
Literally?
Yeah. Since,
Joey, I got some money for you.
Since you can fight all three of us. You got Sez, you got Luke, and you got me, man. Fuck. Might as well.
Yeah.
But I must say, man, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No, of course, man.
Thank you.
Of course. I
Respect.
have a huge amount of respect for fighters and people that put their body and their mind and their relationships all on the line just for the love of this craft, man. It's, for a lot of the time, it's just for the glory. It's not for the money. It's not for the lifestyle. It's just for the glory.
Yeah.
And I have a huge amount of respect for that.
There's no money in Muay Thai pretty much, man. You do it for literally your legacy and just for yourself.
Are there any avenues in which you can see yourself, aside from opening up a gym? Like, is there a certain level of competition you can get to where the paydays start being worthwhile?
Yeah, one championship.
One
They
championship.
do with Muay Thai and also kickboxing. So it's either one. Like, got to a point where I'm trying to find a fight where I got a sponsor in England. Had to post me up saying, hey, get him a fighting in England. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I just want to fight, hey, straight out. I literally just want to fight. Like,
I kill everybody.
yeah, like I got no ego, like no, like I don't talk shit or anything. I just genuinely just like to fight. That's all I want to do. So
I love it. Listen, Paulie, it's been fun having you on.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. And I'll be looking forward to seeing your next fight.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you for watching, guys. Smash the subscribe button, destroy it, obliterate it, and I will see you next time.